Yeah, so I was a writer for Bonnie Air Corp. So I thought, I was like, hey, you know what? I really want to be a journalist and I just want to write. Because, I was writing for Sour Patch Kids. I was writing press releases and all this stuff. So I thought I would do some writing, and I was writing like travel. Basically, no one could get there because of the COVID. And I could I could supply all these travel magazines with like stories from the Caribbean because I was already
Mm.
down there. So I wrote really cool about my surf instructor, about this like really cool surf school, um, about the sailing school that was teaching like local kids how to sail and like pulling them out of poverty. So it was all these like really amazing stories around the Caribbean, but I would get paid like $400 per story. And I remember my old colleague at Ben had moved to IPG, um, RIP, now Omnicom, I guess. Uh, but he said, hey, can you write me a research paper for product placement? And I was like, well, how much are you going to give me? And he's like, $5,000. And then,
Cha-ching.
and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go back to corporate stuff. That was it was just kind of a, economic animal decision of, you know, journalism is so important, but it's just being commoditized. I actually just posted on LinkedIn about this, and now it just went a little viral and everyone's freaking out. But I said, yeah, there's parts of the industry that are just dying, and you can't make money, just being a writer like you used to. So we need to figure that out. That's a whole another topic of discussion, but I just saw the writing on the wall that, unless you're the super tippy top, echelon of journalists, these people make pennies.
Yeah, like a
So,
Matt Taibbi comes
yeah,
to mind. Someone like that.
yeah, like your Fareed Zakaria and stuff,
Fareed
who's like
Zakari is another one too. Yep.
a news anchor, an Anderson Cooper. But your block and tackle writers at all these magazines, they're all getting laid off right now. It's a really scary time. To be like an editorial. And now these AI models are just sucking up your work and regurgitating them. So yeah, so I got into corporate, and we started a company for media and advertising, doing B2B marketing. Just kept collecting clients, have this really amazing, innovative swath of across video games, production studios, MarTech, media tech, and we just help them tell their stories, and win more brand clients. Met my co-founder, and it's just been this gradual, cool build, to do data science, and I think using large language models and AI to actually summarize what real people are saying about brands, IPs, topics, campaigns, is going to be transformative. So I bet the company on that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the company. So one question I did want to ask, we're going to take a step back. When you were looking to found the company and you were working on, I guess we could sort of say it sort of started with that $5,000 contract. You'd
It
mentioned
did.
that you had mentioned that you had left California because of the lockdown. When you were thinking about starting the company, did you think about going anywhere else in the United States where there weren't those kind of restrictions? Because we're still doing this during the pandemic.
Yeah, we're still doing this during the pandemic. I think I was in Belize in that time with a friend of mine, and we were just living in Belize, which is like a country on the Yucatan Peninsula. Um, but no, I think once the restrictions left, I knew I was going to come back to California. I just thought the government response was a little heavy-handed. So once the restrictions kind of left, I mean, if you work in media and advertising, you might as well go where the focal points are, right? And
You have to, yeah.
that's still LA and New York in the United States. So pick one, you know.
So what does the company look like now compared to we've already got a good picture of what day one looked like.
Yeah, day one was just me. Um just doing like writing on behalf of my clients and then doing their B2B marketing. Now it's a team of 20 people, which is pretty wild, 4 years later. So We basically have three divisions. So one's like a creative and digital division where we're doing brands, we're doing websites, we're doing um, really cool developmental products, custom technology. One is PR and partnerships. So where we allocate people's sponsorship budgets, we help get them press and media and trades, you know, your typical, your drums, your media posts, your ad weeks, your ad ages, fast companies. Um, and then the third is a data science where we build large language models to sort consumer data on behalf of our clients. And that could be, we don't really get into the execution part of advertising. I think we're more in the planning. So how do you plan a campaign and then how do you report on a campaign after it's done? Philosophically, I think the generative AI products that are replacing execution work in the media and advertising is not a place I want to be, because I just always loved copywriting and doing the creative myself and the writing. Um, and so what we're focused on our insights and AI products are focused on the planning of a campaign and then the reporting on the campaign.